Hi guys and gals, this is Laurel. I'm back for another video. I'm going to be making kind of like an apple fritter. I'm going to use a frying pan. I added some Crisco oil to the frying pan. I'm going to add a little more. So I'd say maybe a cup of Crisco oil. I added some butter. This is the butter I'm using. This has no salt. I added about a tablespoon of butter to the pan. Alright, hang on just a second. Alright guys, let's start with the flour. This is what flour I'm using. I'm going to use 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and it's unbleached.
To the mixing bowl.
There's 1 cup of flour. 2 cups of flour. I'm using buckwheat flour. I'm going to use a 1/2 cup, and this is gluten-free, so you should try this flour. It's pretty good. Half a cup of buckwheat flour. Hang on just one moment, please. Alright guys and gals, I added my buckwheat flour to this bowl, and you'll see it right here. It's a little darker than the flour. And I added a 1/2 cup. I'm adding some baking powder to this bowl. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of baking powder to the bowl. I'm going to add some cardamom spice, and I'm going to combine it to this bowl. I'm adding a 1/2 tablespoon of cardamom to the bowl. I'm adding cinnamon spice, and it's ground, to the mixing bowl. About a tablespoon. I'm adding some ground cloves to the mixing bowl, about 1/4 teaspoon. I'm adding some nutmeg spice to the bowl, and it's ground spice, nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon. I'm adding allspice to the mixing bowl, 1/4 teaspoon. I'm adding some ground ginger to the mixing bowl, 1/4 teaspoon. to the mixing bowl. I'm adding real vanilla extract to the mixing bowl. I'm going to say a tablespoon. I'm adding brown sugar, and this is stevia leaves in the brown sugar. This is the kind I'm using. I'm going to put a half a cup of packed stevia in the mixing bowl. I'm adding raw stevia to the mixing bowl. I'm going to add a cup to the mixing bowl. I'm combining a half a lime to the mixing bowl, and this is whole, so I have to squeeze the juice from the lime. If you guys don't want to use stevia, use raw sugar. They also have a brown sugar, Florida crystals, so that's what I would use. So I thought I'd give you more options. I'm adding 1 whole egg to the mixing bowl. This is the kind of eggs I'm using. And I'm deshelling the egg.
Before adding to the mixing bowl.
So I'm adding some 2% milk to this measuring cup. I'm going to add 3/4 cup of milk to the mixing bowl. So I'm trying to look for my lines. I think that's about right. I've had this measuring cup for a while. Okay, I added the milk to the mixing bowl. Now I'm going to mix thoroughly. Alright, when you see flour, I need more milk. So I'm going to add another 1/2 cup.
of milk to the bowl. Mix all ingredients together. Mix for 2 minutes.
So a total of milk, I would say 1.33 cups of milk. And you can use whole, 2%, or you could even use cream. So this is what you want it to look like, the batter. You guys, I like to taste my batter to make sure it tastes good. Then if I need to add anything, I'll add this to the mixture now. That's perfect. Alright guys and gals, I'm going to pause for a minute and clean up a little bit, and then I'll be right back. Alright guys and gals, I'm back. I'm going to peel this Granny Smith apple. I put a whole one in the food processor. I shredded my apple. Now I'm going to peel this apple, this Granny Smith apple. This is why I use the carrot peeler. You can use a knife if you want to, but you waste more apple, so I like to use a carrot peeler. Okay, I'm cutting my apple in half, and half again. And I'm decoring the apple with a knife. You can also use an apple core. As well. Okay, that's what my apples look like. I rinsed off my apples. Now I'm going to combine my Granny Smith apple to the food processor, and I'm going to shred my apple. I was going to use this. I think I'm going to use it. I'm going to use this scraper to get the apples out of the food processor. Alright, that's what your apples look like when you shred them in the food processor. If you have a hand shredder, you could also do that one too. Alright, I'm going to fold in my apples and my mixture in this bowl. Alright, you guys and gals, this is what it looks like. The mixture. The batter for the donuts. Alright, you guys and gals, I gotta give this a quick taste to see if the batter's good. Oh man, that's really good. Alright, I'm gonna turn on the stove, get the oils in. Let it warm up for a little bit, about 5 to 10 minutes, and I'll be right back. So stay tuned. Hi guys and gals, I'm back. I'm gonna cook my apple fritter cakes in the frying pan. When you see the frying pan steaming like that, the grease is a little too hot, so turn down your stove. So I'm gonna turn it down to about 5. Alright, I have
A muffin scoop.
these are for muffins, and I'm going to use the large muffin scooper. So I'm going to add some mixtures to my frying pan. So I'm just going to make sure it's level. So about that big.
Of scoop.
Of apple fritter cake. And I am going to cook for about a minute on each side of the cake. This is what it looks like. And you want to make sure you break it open. I would do a test run, make sure it's done, because you want to make sure it's flaky, not raw. This grease is really hot. So I'd say maybe a half a minute, because my grease is really hot. It depends how hot your grease is. Mine's really hot. You don't want your cakes to burn. I like mine about this color. For the cake to be that color, and then you know it's done. So I get about 8 apple fritter cakes I'm going to add some maple syrup and some honey to the apple fritter cakes. So I'd say maybe a half a teaspoon of honey. That's what I like. My husband likes maple syrup. So I'm going to add a maple syrup to the apple fritter cake. Alright guys and gals, see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe too. Thank you.